All right, next we have Ole Miss. Their line is set at 7.5 as well. Really exciting team last year under Lane Kiffin, the first year coach. Matt Corral is back at quarterback, maybe the best quarterback in the conference, at least the most proven. Jerry Ely is an awesome running back, fun to watch. Pretty good receiving room, including John Rice Plumlee, the former running quarterback of the team. Four offensive line starters back. So all of that I just said makes me think good offense once again. The defense was pretty terrible last year, which is sort of what goes along with having Lane Kiffin as your coach. Um, the defensive backs might be decent if you're looking for a bright spot on the defense, but to me, this is all about just Lane Kiffin and the offense. Do you think they can continue to be just ridiculously explosive? How many games do you see them winning based on just the pure offense, no defense system?
Well, I think maybe more what I'm buying. I will be buying that. I think they're going to go over this year. I think maybe more what I'm buying is the Matt Corral, Lane Kiffin concoction. I think that's more what we're buying there.
Right.
And I think because they're not going to try to shut you down. Like we mentioned earlier, they're going to try to beat you 45-42. It's going to be a shootout, and it's going to be exciting. Ole Miss is must-watch television. There is no question. You must watch every Ole Miss game. Nearly beat Alabama last year. That was one of the closest games Alabama played, certainly in the regular season. So yeah, have them going over. I think their non-con is not terribly difficult. They do start out with the neutral site game versus Louisville on Monday, actually on Labor Day. So yeah, have them winning that. Have them winning. Really, I think all the rest of their non-con. They do have I think the tough game, the tough games is, and it's funny to say this almost. They go to Auburn and then they get Liberty. They get Liberty and Hugh Freeze's return to Oxford, Mississippi, which will be just a ton of fun. That one will be a very competitive game, actually. I think that one there will just, yeah. I think that's going to be kind of the bell cow kind of for their, or the bellwether for their whole season. Just kind of, it's going to kind of be kind of a microcosm as to the way the rest of their season goes. I do like they lost a lot of production. Matt Corral, you mentioned, he is probably the best quarterback. I'm a JT Daniels guy. I would say Matt Corral is probably the best quarterback in the SEC. Is going to be a stud at the next level, in my opinion. Yeah, I waffle a lot on this one. I'm going over though.
Okay. Yeah. And you mentioned losing production. Elijah Moore was their guy at receiver. I think there's still a pretty good receiver room. I mentioned that, but and you mentioned Liberty, um, and you also mentioned that the non-con is not terribly difficult.
Well,
But there's interesting games like Louisville. You mentioned Tulane is not a bad team. Like that might be like, to me, Ole Miss is just a little bit like they're going to beat somebody they're not supposed to, and they're also going to lose to somebody they're not supposed to. So I'm a little bit skeptical of their schedule just because of the nature of this team, like a little hot and cold. So Tulane a little bit iffy, Liberty a little bit iffy. You of course have Alabama. Just looking at the schedule, Arkansas. Obviously, we're not probably. I'm guessing neither one of us is very high on Tennessee this year. LSU, Auburn. Who knows what those could be? Liberty, Texas A&M, and then of course closing with the Egg Bowl. I waffle on this one. I am going to go under. Not confident at all. Just because I feel like it's kind of a it's kind of a difficult schedule, especially based on the type of team they are, because I do think they are going to lose a game that they should not. And I think that might end up making what turns them into a 7-5 team instead of 8-4. But again, this could be a 9-3 team that loses a game that they're not supposed to, which makes them an 8-4 team. So not confident. This is not one I would bet. I am slightly on the under. Any more thoughts on them?
no, just I think maybe one piece that they will miss maybe a bit that's going to be a struggle to replace is Kenny Yeboah, the tight end that played. He was a really big part of their offense, especially in some of the bigger games. Really went off against Alabama, which is just a matchup nightmare really for him. Um, and they don't really have anyone really to replace that. I think Elijah Moore, to your point, is going to be a little bit easier to replace. Yeah, Elijah Moore has balled out with the Jets so far in preseason. Like extremely good. He could be what Justin Jefferson was last year and just blow up in the NFL. I think Elijah Moore has that type of potential. Losing guys like that from your college roster is difficult to replace if you're not named Clemson or Ohio State, and I think Ole Miss will feel that. I think maybe more what I'm buying, because I'm with you. I waffled a lot on this. I'm going over. You're going under. We have a little disagreement. I think I'm buying maybe more the Kiffin factor a little bit. The recruiting's not bad there. He's recruiting at a decent level. It's not great. It's not what it was under Hugh Freeze, but that they were cheating then. Hopefully they're not cheating now. So, yeah, I have them going on over. Only just they're going to be a blast to watch though.
Sure.